Welcome to another interview with one of our talented writer, director, and actor of a short film called Roomie Movie Night. We have Asha, one of the two. We are missing Risa tonight, but she is in spirit. Hey, girl.
She'll be here in like 20 minutes.
20 minutes. So I got some questions for you when you get here.
Yeah.
But so since we do have you, you had 3 of the judges seeing the movie completely different. So that's what's so good about it. For it to have been under 5 minutes. I think it was like a minute and 30 seconds.
It's under 2 minutes.
Right. I think it was a minute and 30 seconds. For it to have been a minute and 30 seconds. Matter of fact, my daughter, I watched it with her too. And she's 7. So she just was like, "Oh, cool, Hello Kitty." So now I think you guys might have made that one of her to buy list things.
Oh,
I don't know. Might need to bill you guys.
I won't tell you where to get it, so you don't have to.
But what inspired that story? Because again, it got 3 people seeing it completely different.
Okay, I can't wait to hear what those interpretations are. But, okay, so I'm mainly an actor. I do a lot of commercial work because that's what we have here in the Bay Area. But I've done some shorts, and last summer was my first TV co-star job. So I'm still pretty green on screen, but I've done a lot of theater. And I thought, you know what? My reel really needs an update. Some of the stuff in there is not great. And also I'm interested in kind of changing the way that CDs see me when they interpret my work, and like what kind of roles they see me playing. I wanted to give them stuff that was a little more specific. And so I thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rent a camera that I can actually operate. So I watched some YouTube videos. I saw what was on borrow lenses. I was like, what's affordable? What can I use? So I got the Blackmagic Pocket Pro 6K, and that has an EF mount. So then I was like, nice, there's cheap lenses I can rent that I can get like a variable lens and never have to change it. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to rent that for a 3-day weekend and see how many short films I can do.
Oh, cool.
I only ended up doing 2 because somebody else who I was going to work with, he was no longer available because he just found out that he and his wife were expecting a baby. And so everything got crazy over there. I was like, all right, I'll allow it. But so I ended up doing 1 solo drama short, and it was solo in the sense I was the only person on camera. There was somebody doing voiceover as well. It was a phone conversation. And so I did that one completely by myself. And then the other one I did with Risa, who I had just met a few days prior, like a week prior.
The irony.
Yeah. So she was in a play that 2 of my other friends were in. And so I went to go see the show, and it was great. And Risa was hilarious. Like, every time she was on the stage, I was just like, oh my God. And she's just, I didn't know that she was being herself, which is the best kind of acting, actually, right? So she's being her authentic self, and it was so engaging. And so after the show, I greet everybody. I tell the people how wonderful they were. And I asked her, I was like, if you ever want to do, a real scene or do a short or something with me, I'm trying to do some micro shorts. And she says, sure. And we get on our Instagram, and then I just messaged her. I was like, hey, I rented a camera. You want to do something this weekend? Yeah, and then we just got on Google Docs.
Oh, shoot.
And the rest is history.
That's dope. Because, like, the chemistry that you 2 have, I thought that it was like, oh, okay, either 2 completely different people got casted until I seen the credits, or it was like best friends, and maybe one was like, hey, girl, let's meet up. You want to? Sure. But it was cool to find out that y'all only knew each other for a week before.
Yeah, we had 1 really long phone conversation, and then that was it. And so I was like, sweet. So we just get on the Google Doc, and decide, okay, what are we going to do? I want to do something where it's kind of like an adult Wednesday and Enid, or, that kind of dynamic, and keep it kind of light. And, I mean, it's almost like a commercial, right? Something that's short, especially a comedy that's short. And I think because that's most of the work I've been doing lately, that's just where my brain goes. Just get the jokes over with quickly and then get out. Yeah.
Well, I liked it. It was like, you or me, like, I felt like it completely summed up how I tend to make friends. It's first like, then all of a sudden I'm a little, like, okay. So that to me, it was just like, you summed me up in like a minute and 30 seconds. So I thought that was super clever and super dope. Like, if you turned it into like an actual show or a movie, I would tune in. I loved it.
It's like a cat and a dog becoming friends.
Kind of.
I just realized that.
It was cute. I liked it. So since you do have that personality type where that you were able to write that person.
Yeah.
Do you ever have, like, what is your inspiration as far as, like, meeting new people, as far as connecting for projects?
Yeah, I just like really genuine people. To me, that's, I just did a short, a black comedy. It's kind of inspired by, like, Parasite in the Menu. And I had put stuff on Backstage for casting and crew. And really, the requirements for me were just like, are you into the material? Like, how jazzed are you about this concept? And then, like, meeting them, having a Zoom conversation. Is this person nice? Is this person going to be reliable? And those are the main criteria for me. So when I try to find people to work with, or just people to be friends with, yeah, like, do I get the impression this person's going to be flaky? Or are they just saying mean things randomly for no reason, unprompted? Like, it happens. And then that's like, maybe, I mean, I'll give them a shot maybe, but I don't think I'm going to be too invested. Whereas when you meet those people who are just like open and excited, and even folks who are like a little trepidatious, who don't want to put it all out there when you first meet them, like, that's cool too. That's how I am. But I think that you can get the energy, you can get that feeling if somebody's, I don't know, on your wavelength. I don't even think it's a judgment thing. It's just being on the same plane.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So if you had to describe the movie, especially since it's under 2 minutes, how would you pitch it to somebody?
Well, I have a log line. So it's written somewhere. I think it is something like two roommates seem like they're a bad fit, but it turns out they could be a perfect match, something like that. Because it is so simple. And also when you have something like roommates, like, it's a comedy, so how high can the stakes get? Like, the stakes are you have to live with this person, you have a freaking lease, and you cannot leave. So I think that's enough. Yeah. An odd couple. But they could be perfect for one another.
Oh.
Because of their weird interests. Whatever.
That was definitely Hallmark, and I liked it. I would definitely watch it. Were there any outtakes, looking back at the finished product, that you would say, you know what, I should have kept it in there?
No, I think we tried to keep all the juicy bits. I like a long take. Because I think that's where all the best reactions are. Honestly, a lot of this was improvised. Like, we had like an outline. That was our script. And then we're like just kind of workshopping lines, and the funniest ones stayed in. I hope it's funny enough to warrant that, but yes.
It was good. It was good. Since I did tell you that us three jurors had 3 different interpretations of it, what was the intended message that you wanted us to get from it? Like the general public, like what
well, don't judge a book by its cover is like the easiest one, because I think we the audience are probably with the more kind of like the goth girl or whatever, right? Like that. The one who is unamused, we're probably with her because we've all had a family member or a friend or somebody who just, like I'm doing right now. And then, but you take them for granted, or you know what I mean? And then you're like, oh, actually that person was like really genuine and awesome. And I shouldn't have been annoyed.
Oh.
Or whatever. Or it's like, their heart is in the right place. Or, don't judge a book by its cover. Short and sweet.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with an interview. Even in small relationships that we don't consider, like, career-wise, you're still interviewing that person. So, yeah. I wouldn't beat myself up on it if I'm a little off at first. Like, oh, I was wrong about that person.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather be wrong sometimes.
Well.
Do you ever find yourself feeling
You mean like Spidey sense?
Yeah, when you be like, then later on you be like, I'm so glad she wasn't, she was actually yay.
Oh, I've totally, oh God. I mean, I'm not the only person who thought someone was annoying and then they ended up being good friends with that person, right? No names.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I might be annoying somebody.
I'm the annoying one, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I came on really strong and this person gave me a chance anyway, so.
Yeah. So I do have a question. Were there any obstacles in the method that you did use to shoot this film?
All of them.
Oh. Damn. Okay.
There's no crew. There's nobody with any technical expertise. Like, it's amazing that it actually came out.
So, is there any advice that you would want to give to someone looking up to you, younger, older, fresh into this situation, or have given up in the last 15 years and seen your movie, and they're like, you know what, I'm inspired now. Like, what advice would you want to give them?
Yeah. Like, don't wait for the perfect, I'm going to direct this to somebody. Here we go. Don't wait for the perfect idea. Don't wait for everything to be all set. Just do something with what you've got. This movie cost, I think, less than $300 to make because I had to rent some of that equipment. And just licensing that music at the end. And that's it, and then like props and lunch. And that's all I paid for. So make do with what you have, do the best you can. And it's really more about the story and performance. And those things don't cost that much if you can do them yourself.
Well, thank you for that, because I could even use that.
I have tried to make a much more complicated film, and that was $8,000 is a lot for me, and it's like a disaster. It's like shots are not matching, reshoot, lighting is totally different. Like it's just like you can't even put it together properly. And it's a shame because the actors were so good, and I'm super proud of the script, but just the execution, it was too complicated. It was way too complicated. And something like this is so simple that it's hard to get it wrong.
Okay.
Oh, and use your soft light. Make your actors cute. Nobody wants to look harsh.
Well, hopefully we looking cute.
Like, this is pretty soft. I think we're probably good.
Oh, okay. If there was ever an opportunity, someone that was talking to you and was like, "Oh, I love to fix problems. I want to, whatever's your scraps, whatever you want to scrap away, give it to me." Would you feel comfortable giving away your baby to someone to try to help you fix it?
On that other one, for instance?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of it's embarrassing. I think that's the problem. But if there was an awesome editor who could, actually, I would really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Is if there was an editor who would say, you know what, I know how to fix this. I know how to make it work. Maybe if there's stuff we could take out. My problem is I don't know how to make the story continue to flow and like keep the logic going if we take out the stuff that looks weird. But yeah, I actually had just, on my most recent film, I just started working with an editor. Mm-hmm. And it's great. It's a great process to have somebody who wasn't there for the whole thing, but like, again, you're on the same wavelength. Like they understand what you're going for. Not only that, but they have like completely different ideas of how to execute that goal.
So you can kind of see that spot.
I can definitely see the value in having an editor. I don't really want to do it again myself. I just do the assembly and send it to somebody who has better ideas.
Would you ever have, like, if you ever had an opportunity to take the film that you did make this time, which is Roomie Movie Night, and somebody was like, "Hey, big budget, let's do it." Could you see it as like a series or a full feature?
Oh, it's not a feature. It's it could be a feature if one of those characters is a protagonist, but I think I would prefer to watch that as a series. It'd be more fun.
Yeah. I could see some hijinks.
Yes.
What is your favorite genre of movie?
Oh, now it's hard. I don't know. It's like asking my favorite genre of music. All of them. I don't know. Okay. They're great.
You are me.
I just like movies. Don't we all like movies?
Yes. If you had a choice
of... Give me some dark comedies. Give me some, like, black comedies where this, like, people are dead and it's funny. Like, a Fargo. Give me, like, something like that, and I'm overjoyed.
Oh, okay.
Or even the Knives Out. Those are really funny to me. That's my favorite at the moment.
Uh-huh.
But then I start watching Jane Austen adaptations, and then I'm like, okay.
That's completely different.
I know. And then I'm like, oh, what is Ari Aster working on?
Yeah. That's completely different. It's like, Rrr.
I know.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. I'm going to roomie swap now. Yay. But it was wonderful talking to the other me. Okay?
Yes.
So, I just appreciate the talent, the effort, and the skill that you executed into this movie. And I wish you best success.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys screening it. I didn't know if anybody was going to want to put this up on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
But
it was done. It was done. I already knew. How can people connect with you?
They can't.
Okay.
I have Instagram. Asha Bagal Kelley is just my name. Technically have Twitter, but I just use it to read what kind of garbage people are saying.
That was me for like 8 years. I was like, what is the Twitter?
Yeah, or like, I just like stupid content. Anyway, no, I'm not really active on Twitter, but I'm on Instagram, and you can learn all about the kitten, the feral kitten under my house that I'm taming. That's all I post. Mm-hmm. But I will, I've got another short coming out soon, so I'll post about that too. Hey, I'm Asha Bagal Kelley. I am the director, one of the writers and actors of Roomie Movie Night. And just really excited to be screening at TILÈ on July 8th. Can't wait to see you there.